What would you do if your own child humiliated you in front of the entire family? What if everyone around the table laughed while your heart silently broke? That is exactly what happened to me on New Year's Eve. My son stood up with a glass in his hand and made a toast that changed everything. They thought I was weak. They thought I would quietly accept the insult. But before the next sunrise, everything changed. When the police knocked on the front door, no one was laughing anymore. Stay with me until the end, because this unforgettable family story reveals how one shocking decision exposed the truth and changed every relationship forever. I never imagined that after spending my entire life working for my family, I would become an unwanted guest inside my own home. My name is Richard. I am 70 years old. I spent more than 40 years building a successful construction business. Every long day and every sleepless night was for my wife and my son Daniel. I believed that sacrifice would always be rewarded with love and respect. After retiring, I signed most of my business assets over to Daniel because I wanted him to have a secure future. I trusted him completely. My wife passed away 3 years earlier, and I believed my son would always stand beside me. Instead, something slowly changed. His wife, Emily, constantly complained that I was old-fashioned. She hated that I still had my study and my favorite chair in the living room. She often whispered that it was time for me to move into a retirement home. At first, Daniel defended me. Then he stopped speaking. Finally, he started agreeing with her. Every dinner became uncomfortable. Every conversation ended with silence. I convinced myself it was only temporary. When New Year's Eve arrived, the entire family gathered in the house that I had paid for many years earlier. There was music, food, and laughter. Everyone looked happy except me. I noticed Daniel and Emily exchanging strange smiles all evening. Just before midnight, Daniel stood up holding a glass of champagne. Everyone became quiet. He smiled confidently and said, "I want to make a special toast. Let this be Dad's last Christmas in this house. It is time for a new beginning." The room exploded with laughter. Even some relatives nodded in agreement. Emily smiled proudly as if she had won a competition. I simply smiled back. No one noticed that I quietly placed my glass on the table and walked outside for fresh air. My heart was broken, but my mind had become perfectly clear. I made one phone call before going to bed. Very early the next morning, loud knocking echoed through the house. Daniel opened the door wearing pajamas. 2 police officers stood outside. "Good morning, sir. We need to speak with everyone living in this property regarding a report and several important legal documents." The confidence disappeared from Daniel's face immediately. Everyone gathered in the living room. One officer politely explained that ownership records and several financial complaints required immediate attention. During my retirement, I had wisely placed the house and important assets into a protected family trust. The trust clearly stated that no one could remove me from the property or pressure me into leaving. Any attempt to force me out would violate the legal agreement. Daniel looked completely shocked. Emily became pale. The officers explained that after reviewing the complaint, they were documenting the situation because elder intimidation and unlawful pressure could become serious legal matters if they continued. Nobody spoke. For the first time, Daniel realized I had quietly protected myself years earlier after my lawyer advised me never to surrender every legal right, no matter how much I trusted my family. The officers left after confirming everyone understood the legal position. Silence filled the house. Daniel slowly walked toward me. "Dad, I did not know." I looked into his eyes. "You never asked. For years I gave you everything without expecting anything in return. Respect was the only thing I hoped to keep." Emily tried to apologize, but her words felt empty. During the following weeks, Daniel discovered something even more painful. Many relatives who laughed during the toast had only supported him because they expected financial benefits from selling the house. Once they realized the property could never be taken without my consent, they slowly disappeared from his life. Daniel finally understood who truly cared about family and who only cared about money. Months later, he came to my room carrying old family photographs. "Dad, can we start again?" I smiled. "Forgiveness is possible. Trust takes much longer." From that day forward, our relationship slowly improved. Daniel attended counseling with me. Emily admitted her mistakes and began treating me with genuine respect. It was not perfect, but it was honest. The house became peaceful again. Every New Year's Eve after that, we still gathered around the same table. This time there were no cruel jokes, only gratitude, because everyone had finally learned that the greatest inheritance a parent can leave behind is not money or property. It is character. Life has a way of revealing every hidden intention. Money can attract people, but character exposes who truly belongs in your life. Never allow disrespect to become normal simply because it comes from family. Real love is built on gratitude, respect, and kindness. If this story touched your heart, remember that every decision we make today becomes the legacy our children will remember tomorrow.